Okay, so let me get into some better light. Right under the fluorescent light. So this is the top part of the board. Everything looks pretty good here. And I'll tell you when we start to get to the corrosion. And I'll focus in a little bit more on that corrosion for you. Okay, right about there is our first. Make it a nice close up. This is our first chip. Am I on the right one? Try to tell with an iPhone. Oh, this is the one we want. Right there. These are common chips, as you can see. It's a 74S163. I mean, these little guys. These are buffers and counters and things of that nature. So that's easy. You know, it's not hard to get. If we go under, I mean, everything looks okay underneath. A little bit of the solder mask missing from the ground plane, but you know, so it's just really the chip legs. You know, and that's what it is. And I talk about corrosion all across this board. It's really just the chip legs. Again, here's one. Is that the one I just showed you? This one I just showed you, I think. No, this is the one we want, right there. This is the one I just showed you. This one, you can see this one's really corroded. You can see it's really rusty. Again, it's a fairly common part. You can see. And then we're going under the board. See, I'm just making sure that I stay focused on that one. Again, the pins under here, they look normal. I mean, normal 30-year-old solder, as far as I could tell. Again, I am not an expert. I can do a very basic board repair. Here you can see there's a jumper there. I mean, it's well done. I don't know if that's factory or... I'm guessing this was looked at one time. We'll get back to... Because over here, it's got a little tag, Game Tech. I don't know if that was the operator originally, or a company who looked at it, maybe a company who did these repairs. I haven't looked at pictures of other boards, so I mean, this might have been factory or it could have been a repair. I have no idea. But it's neatly done. You know, the wires glued to spots on the board. Here's another one that was done. See, it goes up there. As far as the main corrosion, these 4 SRAMs here, okay, have some corrosion on the legs. Let me get in a better light. I'm sorry, this is a horrible video, but this is my iPhone. I don't own a camera. So, see some rust on there? These are a dime a dozen. You can get these easily. So I don't know how bad the socket is, if the socket's corroded. But again, if the socket's corroded, again, it's a 24-pin. I think it's 24-pin socket. And again, that corrosion really doesn't go to the bottom of the board, as far as I know. You know, all the traces look okay. You know, unless there's something, you know, a little scratch there. Focus. But it looks like those traces are still intact. Let's see. You have those SRAM there. The ROMs up here, the EEPROMs, I mean, they all look good. All nice and shiny. All have their legs. So, and then down here in the corner, when I get to this is what I mean by the bottom left corner. You can see, you know, these are okay. Yeah, you can see a little bit of corrosion there. It's hard to see in the video, but I could see a little bit of corrosion. You know. Now here we are at the very bottom left corner. You can see a little bit those that resistor and that capacitor there, a little green. Sorry, I'm trying to get this in focus. Little green, right? You can see the ground plane here. This is definitely some corrosion, but the ground plane looks intact. These legs are corroded. You can see that. Again, I don't know, but I doubt that's a hard chip to get. Same with this. This is the processor. It's a 6800. Again, not hard to get. You can check all my statements here, but I'm pretty sure that a 6800 is not hard to come by. You can see the traces look okay here. It doesn't look like any eroded traces. Definitely some corrosion on them. Nothing eroded. And then the last bit of corrosion that I see is this guy right up here. There's two of them. This one's fine. This one's got a little bit of corrosion. You know, so it's when I talk about corrosion, I mean, I know this board goes for a bunch, so I wasn't about to ignore it and not mention it. You know, I'm pretty sure it's just the chips that, you know, the chips are replaced or even cleaned up. They may or may not be fine, I don't know. And then anywhere where the tracers are suspect, someone's going to have to just buzz out the traces to make sure they go from point A to point B and the corrosion hasn't caused any breaks in the traces. But I hope that helps you out. While I'm doing this, I'm just trying to take a look to see if there's anything else worth mentioning. But this wasn't from that list, little warehouse I went to. I've actually had this for a little while. And when I found it a couple of years ago. It was in bubble wrap in a cardboard box under a bunch of asteroids boards. So I'm guessing, I'm surmising somebody might have thought this was asteroids and just threw it in the box and said, whatever, it's just asteroids. But it's definitely not asteroids, we could see. Where was that? Might be a tiny bit here. But again, that's a common chip. So. And I'm kind of looking with my, these are the ones we looked at already, this one and this one. I'm kind of looking with my eyes as I'm doing the camera. I'm not looking at the camera as I'm doing this to get a better view. Might as well from the back of the board. Here's the edge connector. It's pretty good, I guess. On the back of the board, there's really not a whole lot to see. This is going to be kind of hard under the light because it's going to reflect. But as far as any problems in the back of the board, I mean, I really don't, that's just a missing solder mask. That doesn't matter. I know that for a fact. We got the one scratch here that we looked at, but the traces look intact. Those are easy enough to check. You can see, on the bottom here, right here, you can see some corrosion to these pins. This looks like it might have been replaced, but this is, this is in the area of where we expected the corrosion. That's that chip right there. So that's something we knew about, so to speak. So I mean, that guy's definitely gonna have to be replaced. But the traces going to and from there look to be okay. And again, I'm not a board repair guy. I'm learning And I've done some simple to moderate stuff. And if I'm being honest, the moderate stuff was a little bit of luck involved. So again, don't take my word as gospel, but there's a scratch here that looks superficial. Doesn't look bad. So, all right. I mean, let me know if you need anything else. You want to see something else. If you're still good with it, I'll pack it up on Thursday or Friday. Tomorrow's going to be busy, so I might not get to it tomorrow, but I'll definitely get it out Friday. I'll definitely get it out before the weekend. So, if you have any more questions or pictures in the meantime, let me know, and I will throw that. I'll throw that Time Killers either in the same box or a separate box, just because, you know, I don't want anything to happen to this on its way to you. So, okay. All right, Alan. Thank you. Have a good night. If you need something else, let me know.